The Fugitive Doctor, played by Jo Martin, is a forgotten incarnation of the Doctor who first appeared in Series 12 in 2020. She worked for a secretive Time Lord agency called the Division, and the Time Lords wiped her memory when she was done, so the Doctor doesn't remember being her. We haven't gotten much of the Fugitive Doctor on screen, and it's left a bit ambiguous where she comes in the Doctor's timeline. With the Fugitive Doctor back in the news due to her starring in the new multimedia story Circuit Breaker, let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. There are two major explanations for where the Fugitive Doctor fits in. The first is that she comes before William Hartnell's first Doctor, and when the Division wiped her memory, they regressed her back into a child and sent her to live with a Gallifreyan family to grow up again. The second possibility is that she fits in between the second and third Doctors. See, when the Time Lords force the second Doctor to regenerate, we don't actually see him turn into third Doctor Jon Pertwee. Instead, we just sort of see Patrick Troughton spiraling off into the void, and in the next episode, Jon Pertwee falls out of the TARDIS wearing the second Doctor's clothes. So the implication is that the second Doctor turned into the third, but we don't actually see it happening. It's entirely possible that the second Doctor regenerated into the Fugitive Doctor, the Division got a hold of her and put her to work for them, and then they wiped her memory and forced another regeneration into the third Doctor. Technically, there could be a third explanation that the Fugitive Doctor is in the Doctor's future and not their past, but I don't think there's much evidence to support this. So which explanation is most likely? In her first appearance, the Fugitive Doctor doesn't recognize the sonic screwdriver, which the second Doctor began using. So that suggests that she's a pre-Hartnell incarnation. She does now have a sonic in the Circuit Breaker series, but my guess is that she got the idea from the 13th Doctor or something. But the Fugitive Doctor's TARDIS looks like a police box, and the TARDIS only got stuck like that in the first Doctor's first episode. So that could be an indication that she comes between the second and third Doctors. Personally, I think the writers intended for her to come before the first Doctor, but I also think it doesn't really matter. The Doctor still had a childhood on Gallifrey like they remember, and the Fugitive Doctor doesn't affect any existing character development because the Doctor doesn't remember being her. At the end of the day, I love the Fugitive Doctor's character, and I'm really enjoying following her continuing story in Circuit Breaker. I kind of wish they'd just cast Jo Martin as an actual mainline Doctor so we could get her great performance without all the tangled lore, but I'll take what I can get. So what do you think of these Fugitive Doctor theories? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this video and want to keep up with all my Doctor Who commentary, be sure to check out my free monthly newsletter on Patreon, which you can find in my profile.